everyone, and welcome back to another screencast. This one is on factorizing quadratic expressions, number 1. There are a number of these, so hold on tight. We've got 3, I think. 3? Maybe 2. Maybe more. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, it's going to be great fun, and you're going to do really, really well, so do not worry. First up, we're just going to have a little look at what a quadratic expression is. Now, this won't make a lot of sense to you, but hold on tight because it will when the next slide comes up. A quadratic expression is a mathematical expression whose power or degree is 2. In other words, an expression is used that uses variables where the highest exponent or the expression's degree is 2 is a quadratic expression. It's from study.com. Now, what that really means is this. I'm going to give you some examples. We can see some examples of quadratic expressions here, and we can notice that the highest exponent that we're dealing with is this to the power of 2, and that means it's quadratic. An expression means it doesn't have an equal sign, so therefore we put those together, and that really helps us out. So, without further ado, let's crack on. Let's look at how we factorize quadratic expressions. So the first thing is well, what is factorizing? Well, factorizing is putting things back into brackets. So we're going to do this a few times. The first thing is we need to have our question. So our question is x to the power of 2 plus 5x plus 6. Now that back number here is really, really important. That's the number we're going to focus on for a start. So what I'm going to get you to do is I'd like you to write down all the factors of 6, starting with 1 times what equals 6, and then try and write the others as well. So pause the video now, write down the factors of 6, and then come back and see if you've got them right. All right, so here, let's go. We've got 1 times 6 is 6, so that's factors of 6. 2 times 3 equals 6, so those are the other 2 factors of 6. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to think about this. We're going to think of the numbers that add together to equal 5, and we already know that these numbers multiplied together give us 6 as well. So let's have a look. We've got 1 add 6 is not 5. 2 add 3 is 5, so those are the numbers we're going to use. And very simply, all we do is we draw out some brackets. Okay, so my first set of brackets and my second set of brackets. I wang in a couple of x's. That's going to help me with the x squared part. I'm going to go through this with you, don't worry. And then all I do is input in those 2 numbers that I have already identified as adding together to give me the 5 and multiplying together to give me the 6. And then they are both positive, so I put in the positive symbols as well. Now I'm just going to check my work. So x times x gives me 2x squared. X times 3 gives me plus 3x. 2 times x gives me plus 2x, and 2 times 3 gives me the 6. And if I add the like terms there, then I'll end up having the same as I did to start. And that's how we know if we're correct. Now, one question I do get asked is what happens if you have the 3 in this bracket and the 2 in this bracket? It doesn't matter. It's still correct. Doesn't matter. So you can go on and do those, and it's not a problem. Okay, so if you get it around the wrong, well, if you get it in the other way than I do, you're still correct. Anyway, you really need to make some notes on this now if you haven't already, and because from now on you're going to do them and I'm going to check them with you. So the next question is the one that you need to do, which is factorize the following expression, quadratic expression. I would like you to do that now. I'll give you a little bit of a helping hand. Remember, the first step is to write down all the factors of 15, but pause the video now, give it a go, come back and see if you've got it correct. Okay, so what are the factors of 15? We've got 1 times 15 is 15. We've got 3 times 5 is 15, and there are no more. So up next is we think about the numbers that add together to equal 8, multiply together to give us 15. So we've got 1 add 15 equals 16, 3 add 5 equals 8, so we know that's the ones we're going to use. Write our brackets, put in our x's, drop in our numbers, plus 3 and plus 5. Now we can check it, and we should check it to make sure that we've done it well. X times x gives us 2x, x squared. X times 5 gives us 5x. 3 times x gives us plus 3x. And 3 times 5 gives us the 15. And we can see there that we do get, crikey, what we got to start. And that means that we are correct. Well done. All right, last one before we move into the quiz. So again, I would like you to do this all on your own. Come back and see if you've got it right. I will not help you at all now until you come back and have a look. Okay, so here goes. First thing you're going to do, write down the factors of 18. Hopefully you did that well. All right, so we've got 1 times 18 is 18. 2 times 9 is 18, but also 3 times 6. Think of the numbers that add together to give us 9. Well, there's only 2 there, isn't there? 3 add 6 is 9. So put in our brackets, put in our x's, and then put in our numbers. And hopefully you got those correct and you're on your way to mathematical heaven, and you're doing so well. So bang in our pluses there, and then we're done. Remember, if you got x plus 6 and then in the brackets and then x plus 3 in brackets, then that's still okay as well. All right, so let's go on to the quiz now. Do those questions, come back and see if you've got them right. All right, here we go. Hopefully you had time. If you hadn't had time, pause it now. If you have had time, then that's fantastic. Here we go. So here goes our questions again, and here are our factors that are going to work for us, because 2 times 7 is 14, but 2 plus 7 is 9. And there we go, drop it into our brackets. The next one is 4 times 5 is 20, but 4 plus 5 is 9. And then we've got brackets there, we bang them in. Last but no least, we've got 10 times 4 is 40, but 10 plus 4 is 14. Bang them in our brackets and we're done. So really, really well done, everyone. Hopefully you've got those correct. Definitely write a revision card on these, or at least some really, really good notes. But revision cards are fantastic. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure helping you with your maths today. Hopefully you've done incredibly well. If you haven't, don't give up. Go back and watch it again. I know it's torture, but hey, it's good torture because it does you well. Until next time.